Hello again. I'm Jennifer, Roig-Francolí, creator of the Art of Freedom for Musicians and host of Your Mind Body Practice Tribe. So today's me day, I decided. It's Sunday. I take Sundays off. I only do the work I want to do. Don't have to do any work. And I'm just taking it easy. I got up late and yeah, I'm just having a really nice slow day. So you may notice at some point, if you haven't already, I did an unusual thing before this video. I did some meditation and shared that live and just gave a little thoughts of mine about meditation. So I've completed my meditation for the morning, and I've also done all of my Alexander technique etudes, including primal Alexander etudes from Mio Morales. And I do that as much as I can before I practice my violin. So I'm feeling pretty good, calm, relaxed, meditative, and I thought time to practice, and I might as well just continue and share a little bit of that with you as well. And here I see someone's coming on. Hello, Carol Ann, glad you're here. So just to continue on the post about meditation, when I do my Alexander technique, if I'm really paying attention to what's happening to me in the present moment, it is rather meditative. And it's like meditation in action when you apply it to an activity, such as playing a musical instrument. So you might be familiar with the Japanese tea ceremony. I know very little about it, but it always comes to mind when I'm thinking about meditation and activity and how graceful and effortless and fluid those detailed movements can be. So in practicing an instrument, I feel like we are the most efficient and the most effective, and we get the most done in our practice sessions, and we make the most heartfelt, authentic music when we're really, truly present to ourselves in a holistic way. And when I say holistic, I'm talking about mind, thoughts, body, feelings, emotions, soul, spirit, everything that you can think of or that you believe is you want to bring that to your music making. And in my post about meditation, I talked about how important silence is. And you need silence as a backdrop for music, but not just external silence, internal silence. And the cycle, the primal Alexander etude that I've done in this group a lot, you can find it in the videos section, especially from last year or a few months ago when I stopped doing it regularly. The cycle is a great way. It takes 2 minutes. It's the best warm-up ever. So learn that if you haven't learned that yet. And so I just did that, but I did a whole lot of other primal Alexander etudes before coming on today. There's just so much more than the cycle that I teach my students and that I do myself. Hello, Dirta. Dirta's here. Thanks for being here. So enough of my chatter. I'm just going to dive in and actually do a few minutes of practicing, and I'm just going to do it the way I do it. And it may seem a little odd if you've never watched me practice before. But what I'm really doing is, like I said, I'm paying attention to what's happening to me and also what's going on outside, what's happening in the present moment. And I have a clear intention. There's a specific section of Zigeunerweisen that I've been working on. And so I want to practice that for a few minutes here today and see how that's going. Zigeunerweisen is something I've sporadically been working on, and I still find technically challenging. So we are not at perfection yet, if that ever even exists, which I don't believe it does. So it's always an ongoing practice. So I really want to take my time as I begin so that I don't disturb that centeredness that I've been cultivating before coming on today through Alexander technique and meditation. I don't actually draw necessarily a distinction between those two. I end up combining, but that's my own personal way of approaching those two things. I'm going to practice a little bit of shifting. I've been working on that lately. You don't see much happening, but there's a lot going on in my thinking. I'm doing Alexander constructive thinking throughout. I'm making my centeredness and my constructive thinking my priority as I allow my arm to shift. Every time's different because my hand is working out the best way for it in the moment, in the context of my overall centeredness. Pausing. Haven't even tuned yet today. I'm actually going to start at the beginning. Still working on that. I'm going to move on to the other section I was talking about, the fast section. So I'm doing this so slowly because I am noticing the minute shifts that happen in my overall self that are disturbing my overall flow, let's call it. When it's disturbed, I'm increasing the tension in my system, and it's unnecessary for what I want to accomplish. So I'm constantly renewing my Alexander constructive thinking to allow that tension to release itself so that the music can flow and my movements become more fluid. It makes everything easier. Everything I do is easier when I pay that kind of attention from one split second to the next. There was a lot of stuff going on in my back, a lot of tension. So I'm going to do that again. What's the minimal amount of effort I can make? Economy of movement through vigilant constructive thinking. I forget what the notes are. I'm gonna go back. Getting a phone call, not now. That's where it is. want to just stop when I'm ahead and give myself a break, and I'll come back to that probably again later. So I hope this was interesting, and thank you for joining me here. Thanks for watching the replay if you're watching later. Take care. Bye. Oh, and by the way, if anybody's interested in learning more about what I'm doing or learning more about what Alexander technique constructive thinking is and what the primal Alexander etudes are that come after the cycle, just contact me. And I do teach this stuff. I teach it online to pretty much anybody, any skill level. I don't care if you started your instrument yesterday or if you've been playing in the New York Philharmonic for 30 years. Obviously, Alexander technique applies to anybody, anytime, and I'd love to teach it to you. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.